Have you ever wondered why certain things happen exactly when they're supposed to? Why that person walked into your life at the precise moment you needed them? Why that opportunity appeared just as you were ready to receive it? Today, we dive in deep into one of the universe's most profound mysteries, the quantum frequency of divine timing. What if I told you that everything you've been waiting for is already vibrating at a specific frequency, just waiting for you to align with it? That your desires, your dreams, your destiny aren't somewhere out there in the future, but exist right now, in the quantum field, ready to collapse into your reality the moment you match their frequency. Welcome to Quantum Love, where science meets spirituality, and where we explore the invisible forces that shape our reality. I'm here to show you that divine timing isn't about waiting. It's about tuning in. The quantum nature of time. Let's start with something that will blow your mind. Time, as you experience it, is an illusion. In the quantum realm, past, present, and future exist simultaneously. Einstein called this the block universe theory. Every moment that has ever happened and will ever happen exists right now in what physicists call the eternal now. Think about that for a second. Every version of your life, every possible outcome, every dream you've ever had already exists as a probability wave in the quantum field. The version of you who has found their soulmate exists. The version of you living your dream life exists. The version of you who has healed all wounds exists right now. So, why aren't you experiencing it? Because you haven't collapsed that probability wave yet. You haven't tuned your frequency to match the reality you desire. And this is where divine timing comes in. Not as some mysterious force making you wait, but as the natural synchronization between your frequency and the frequency of what you want to manifest. In quantum physics, this is called quantum entanglement and superposition. Particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously until they're observed. Your life works the same way. Every possibility exists until you, through your consciousness, your energy, your frequency, collapse it into your experienced reality. The frequency of desire. Everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency. Your thoughts are frequencies. Your emotions are frequencies. Your desires are frequencies. When you want something deeply, whether it's love, success, healing, or transformation, that desire creates a frequency signature in the quantum field. But here's the key. That thing you desire is also vibrating at its own frequency. Your soulmate, your dream career, your healed self, they all have their own energetic signature. Divine timing is simply the process of your frequency rising to match the frequency of what you desire. This is why forced timing never works. When you push, when you chase, when you try to make things happen from a place of lack or desperation, you're actually lowering your frequency. You're moving away from what you want, even as you think you're moving toward it. Here's where it gets fascinating and where most people get stuck. The fastest way to align with divine timing is to surrender. But surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the flow of the universe. It means trusting that the quantum field is organizing everything in your favor, even when you can't see it. When you surrender, something miraculous happens at the quantum level. You stop collapsing probability waves based on fear, doubt, and control. Instead, you allow the highest probability waves, the ones aligned with your soul's purpose, to naturally collapse into your reality. Think of it like tuning a radio. When you're desperately seeking a station, frantically turning the dial, you get static. But when you relax, when you trust, when you fine-tune, slowly and deliberately, suddenly the signal comes in crystal clear. That's divine timing. That's quantum alignment. The universe operates on a principle called quantum coherence. This is when all the particles in a system vibrate in perfect harmony, creating a unified field of energy. When you surrender, when you trust, when you align your frequency with love, gratitude, and faith, you create coherence in your personal quantum field. And coherence attracts manifestation. The observer effect and your reality in quantum mechanics. There's a famous principle called the observer effect. It states that the act of observation changes what is being observed. Electrons behave differently when they're being watched versus when they're not. Your consciousness literally shapes reality at the quantum level. This is profound when applied to divine timing. What you focus on what you observe with your consciousness, what you give your attention to. That's what you're collapsing from the field of infinite possibilities into your lived experience. If you're constantly observing lack, constantly checking if it's happened yet, constantly wondering why it's taking so long, you're collapsing the wrong probability waves. You're literally creating more waiting, more absence, more delay. But when you observe with trust, when you notice when you celebrate the small signs that the universe is working in your favor, you collapse the probability waves that lead to your desired outcome. You become a conscious co-creator with divine timing rather than a victim of it. The key is to observe from the end. See yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the emotions of already having what you want. In the quantum field, feeling is the secret. Your emotional state is the most powerful frequency you emit, and it's the primary factor in what you attract and manifest. Quantum entanglement and soul connections. Let's talk about love for a moment, because this is where divine timing becomes absolutely magical. In quantum physics, there's a phenomenon called quantum entanglement. When two particles become entangled, they remain connected regardless of the distance between them. Change one particle, and the other changes instantly, even if they're on opposite sides of the universe. Your soul works the same way. When you're meant to connect with someone, whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, a teacher, or a collaborator, you're already quantumly entangled with them. Your frequencies are already connected in the invisible realm. Divine timing in relationships isn't about waiting for someone to appear. It's about both of you simultaneously raising your frequencies until you vibrate at a level where you can recognize each other in the physical world. It's about both of you doing your inner work, healing your wounds, releasing your blocks, until the moment of recognition arrives. This is why you can't force a soul connection. This is why chasing never works. Because if the other person isn't vibrating at the same frequency yet, if they haven't done their healing, if they're not ready, no amount of effort on your part will make it happen. Divine timing ensures that soul connections only manifest when both frequencies are in alignment. And here's the beautiful part. The universe is always working on both of you simultaneously. While you're doing your healing, they're doing theirs. While you're raising your frequency, they're raising theirs. The moment you both reach the resonant frequency, the quantum field collapses, the probability wave, and your paths cross in perfect divine timing. The frequency of patience versus desperation. There's a massive difference between the frequency of patience and the frequency of desperation. And understanding this difference is crucial to working with divine timing effectively. Patience vibrates at a high frequency because it's rooted in trust, faith, and inner peace. When you're patient, you're telling the universe, I know it's coming. I trust the process. I'm at peace with where I am. This frequency is magnetic. It draws your desires toward you effortlessly. Desperation, on the other hand, vibrates at a very low frequency because it's rooted in fear, lack, and the belief that you don't have enough time. When you're desperate, you're sending out a signal that says, I don't believe it's coming. I'm afraid I'll miss my chance. I'm not worthy of receiving. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, reflects that frequency back to you. There's more waiting, more obstacles, more reasons to feel desperate. This is the cruel irony of desperation. The more desperately you want something, the more you push it away. The more you try to control the timing, the more you interfere with divine timing. It's like trying to force a flower to bloom by pulling on its petals. You don't speed up the process, you destroy it. So how do you shift from desperation to patience? By understanding that divine timing isn't delaying your good, it's preparing you for it. Every moment of waiting is actually a moment of alignment. The universe is fine-tuning the circumstances, arranging the synchronicities, clearing the path, and most importantly, upgrading your frequency so that when your desire manifests, you're ready to hold it. The quantum field of infinite possibilities. Imagine for a moment that you're standing in front of an infinite library. Every book in this library represents a different version of your life, a different timeline, a different reality. One book contains the story of you meeting your soulmate next month. Another contains the story of you meeting them next year. Another contains a story of you becoming wildly successful in your career. Another contains the story of profound healing and transformation. This library is the quantum field, and every single book, every single possibility exists right now. They're not in the future waiting to happen. They exist in this eternal present moment as probability waves, just waiting for your frequency to activate them, to collapse them from potential into reality. Divine timing is the process of you walking through this infinite library and selecting the book that represents your highest timeline, your most aligned reality. But here's the thing. You don't select with your conscious mind or your willpower. You select with your frequency, with your vibration, with the energy you're emitting moment by moment. When you're vibrating at the frequency of love, joy, gratitude, and faith, you naturally gravitate toward the books, the timelines, the realities that match that frequency. When you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, doubt, resentment, and impatience, you gravitate toward timelines that match those lower frequencies. This is why your inner work is so crucial. Every time you heal a wound, release a limiting belief, forgive someone who hurt you, choose love over fear, you're literally shifting timeline. You're moving from one book in the infinite library to another. You're collapsing different probability waves. You're aligning with better and better versions of your divine timing. Synchronicity, as quantum communication. Carl Jung called synchronicity meaningful coincidences. But from a quantum perspective, there's no such thing as coincidence. Synchronicities are the universe's way of communicating with you, of showing you that you're in alignment, that you're on the right path, that divine timing is unfolding perfectly. When you see repeating numbers like 111, 222, or 444, when you randomly think of someone and they text you moments later, when you stumble upon exactly the information you needed at exactly the right time, these aren't accidents. These are quantum communications. The field is responding to your frequency and showing you evidence that you're connected, that you're aligned, that everything is working out. The more you notice and celebrate synchronicities, the more they appear. This is because you're retraining your consciousness to observe the signs of alignment rather than the signs of lack. You're recollapsing probability waves that confirm you on the right path rather than probability waves that confirm you stuck or lost. Synchronicities are also breadcrumbs, leading you toward your desires. They're the universe's way of guiding you, step by step, toward the manifestation of what you want. But you have to be present enough to notice them. You have to be tuned in enough to recognize them. You have to trust them enough to follow them. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not blind belief. Faith is the quantum frequency of certainty. It's knowing, not hoping. It's trusting, not wishing. When you have faith, you're vibrating at a frequency that tells the quantum field, I'm ready, I'm aligned, I'm open to receive. And the field responds by organizing reality to match your faith. The role of resistance and blocks. Now let's talk about why divine timing sometimes feels so slow. Why it sometimes feels like nothing is happening. Why it sometimes feels like you're stuck. The answer is always the same. Resistance. Resistance is any thought, belief, emotion, or pattern that contradicts the frequency of what you want to manifest. If you want love, but you believe you're unworthy, that's resistance. If you want abundance, but you resent wealthy people, that's resistance. If you want healing, but you're addicted to your story of suffering, that's resistance. Resistance creates static in your quantum field. It creates incoherence. It is like trying to tune into a radio station while someone is making loud noise in the background. The signal is there, but you can't hear it clearly because of all the interference. Divine timing isn't slow because the universe is testing you or making you wait for arbitrary reasons. Divine timing is simply matching the speed of your willingness to release resistance. The faster you let go of what's blocking you, the faster divine timing unfolds. The more you cling to your blocks, the longer it takes. This is actually empowering news because it means you are not at the mercy of some external force controlling your timing. You have agency. You have power. Every time you choose to release a limiting belief, every time you choose to forgive, every time you choose to trust instead of control, you're accelerating your divine timing. The universe isn't withholding anything from you. You're withholding it from yourself through your resistance. And the moment you let go, the moment you truly surrender, the moment you release the blocks, divine timing rushes in like a dam breaking. Everything you've been waiting for floods into your reality all at once, embodying the frequency of already having. Here is the ultimate secret to working with divine timing. You must become the frequency of already having what you desire before it manifests in physical form. This is what spiritual teachers mean when they say act as if or live from the end. In the quantum field, there is no separation between you and what you desire. It already exists. The version of you living that reality already exists. The only thing creating the illusion of separation is time. And we've already established that time is an illusion created by your consciousness. So how do you collapse the time gap? By embodying the frequency now. By feeling the feelings now. By thinking the thoughts now. By making the choices now that the future version of you would make. If you want to attract your soulmate, embody the frequency of someone who is deeply loved. Treat yourself with the love you want to receive. Create space in your life for partnership. Live as if they're already on their way to you. Because in the quantum field, they are. If you want to manifest abundance, embody the frequency of wealth. Make decisions from abundance, not scarcity. Celebrate the money you have, instead of worrying about what you lack. Trust that the universe is abundant and wants to flow through you. If you want healing, embody the frequency of wholeness. Stop identifying with your wounds. Stop telling the story of your pain. Start living as the healed version of yourself, because that version exists right now in the quantum field, waiting for you to step into it. The sacred waiting period. There's a period in every manifestation journey that I call the sacred waiting period. This is the time between planting the seed and seeing the flower bloom. This is the time between your desire being set in motion in the quantum field and it manifesting in your physical reality. Most people struggle with this period because they don't understand what's happening. They think nothing is happening. They think they're stuck. They think the universe has forgotten about them. But this couldn't be further from the truth. The sacred waiting period is when everything is happening. This is when the universe is orchestrating 1,000 invisible miracles to bring your desire into form. This is when people are being moved into position. This is when circumstances are being arranged. This is when you are being transformed into the version of yourself that can receive what you asked for. Think of it like pregnancy. When a woman is pregnant, for months, there's no visible evidence of the baby. But would you say nothing is happening? Of course not. The most miraculous process of creation is happening invisibly. Cells are multiplying. Organs are forming. Life is being created. Your manifestations work the same way. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Just because it hasn't appeared yet doesn't mean it's not on its way. The sacred waiting period is not dead time. It's creation time. Your job during this period is to maintain your frequency, to stay in trust, to notice these, to do your inner work, to release resistance, to embody the frequency of already having. This is how you support the invisible process. This is how you honor divine timing. Trusting the intelligence of the universe. The final piece of understanding divine timing is recognizing that the universe has an intelligence far beyond what your human mind can comprehend. You might think you know the best timing for something, but the universe can see the entire chessboard while you can only see a few pieces. Sometimes divine timing delays something because you're not ready yet. Sometimes it delays something because the other person isn't ready yet. Sometimes it delays something because there's a better opportunity coming that you can't see yet. Sometimes it delays something because you need to learn something first, heal something first, become someone first. The universe is not punishing you with delays. It's protecting you. It's preparing you. It's positioning you for something better than you could have imagined. This is why trust is so important. This is why surrender is so powerful. Because when you trust divine timing, you're trusting in a cosmic intelligence that loves you and wants the absolute best for you. Every single person you admire, every success story you look up to, every beautiful love story you've heard, they all happened in divine timing. Not a moment sooner, not a moment later. Exactly when all the frequencies aligned. Exactly when the quantum field collapsed, the perfect probability wave. Your story will be the same. Everything you're waiting for, everything you're working toward, everything you desire is already on its way to you. The quantum field has already set it in motion. Your job is simply to maintain the frequency, to trust the timing, to release the resistance, and to stay open to receive it. Closing and integration divine timing is not about waiting passively for life to happen to you. It is about actively aligning your frequency with what you desire and trusting that the universe will deliver it at the perfect moment. It's about understanding that you live in a quantum universe where everything is energy, where consciousness creates reality, where your frequency determines your experience. If this video resonated with you, if you felt the truth of divine timing in your soul, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. Your engagement tells the algorithm to share this message with more people who need to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Quantum Love and turn on notifications, because we're diving deep into the intersection of quantum physics and manifestation every single week. Remember, you're not waiting for divine timing. You are divine timing. Your frequency is the key. Trust the process, release the resistance, and watch as the quantum field delivers everything you've been asking for. I'll see you in the next video.